Um, so I do remember one thing from kids. It's not really a nightmare. It's more of I watched a movie and I was repeatedly terrified by it for like way too long. Because when I was like 8, my dad was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna show my young child The Mummy," um, which, well, when I look back, it's not that scary now. When you're 8, like that was terrifying, and I was a pretty easily scared child. So considering that, I did not get along with this movie. Between there being beetles that would crawl into people's skin and a giant mummy that would just attack people, like this was like my first kind of like horror movie experience. And I just between the Beatles and the Mummy, I was not in a comfortable spot for a while. Like we would go out and I would see a beetle like anywhere, and I'd be like, ah, 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 and I'd like freak out and get out of there because it would legitimately like terrify me as a kid. And now that I was kind of a wimp too, as mentioned before, where like I kind of was nervous to be on a different floor from my parents. Like it was pretty bad. But then I saw that movie, and I refused to like go upstairs in my own house without one of my parents following me or being with me or being up there already because I was too terrified that some mummy thing would attack me while trying to climb up the stairs or something. And like it would be like the middle of broad daylight too, and I would be terrified. And this wasn't the first time this had even happened because when I first saw Jurassic Park as a kid, I was like, "Wow, dinosaurs! This is cool." And then afterwards, I was terrified that velociraptors would come out underneath my bed and try to eat me in my sleep. So I had to sleep in my parents' bedroom for way too long. And my dad would end up having to like carry me out of the room and bring me to my bed because I was too scared to go there on my own because I didn't want velociraptors to attack me.